Have you ever woken up feeling just off? A strange tightness in your chest? A bit more fatigue than usual? Maybe even nausea or a dull pain in your jaw? These subtle morning signs might seem harmless, but doctors say they could point to something much more serious. According to the American Heart Association, nearly 50% of heart attacks in seniors go unnoticed during sleep, often mistaken for indigestion or fatigue. That's right, you could have a heart attack in your sleep and not even realize it happened, until your body starts waving red flags the next morning. Today, I'll walk you through 3 morning warning signs you must pay attention to after age 60. By recognizing these early red flags, you can take action sooner, get the medical support you need, and even prevent future attacks. Before I get started, take a moment to hit that like button and subscribe to Golden Aging Health for more expert-backed, easy-to-understand tips to help you live your healthiest life. Trust me, you don't want to miss what we're about to uncover. Now, I'll be revealing the first morning sign on our list, and the surprising way it could signal that your heart was in distress while you were still asleep. Morning sign number 1. Unusual fatigue that feels heavy. Many seniors don't realize that waking up tired, really tired, can be much more than just a poor night's sleep. In fact, doctors warn that lingering, deep fatigue in the morning may actually be your heart's cry for help. When you sleep, your heart is supposed to slow down and rest, just like the rest of your body. But in some cases, especially if you've had undiagnosed heart issues, your heart may struggle to pump enough oxygen-rich blood throughout the night. At first, it might just feel like a sluggish start to your morning. Maybe you feel like you didn't sleep at all. You get out of bed and feel like you're dragging a heavy backpack even if you didn't do anything strenuous the day before. But what's happening inside your body could be far more serious. According to the American Heart Association, this kind of unexplained heavy fatigue upon waking can be a red flag for what's called a silent heart attack, an event that happens during sleep without the typical chest pain or warning signs. Dr. Nausea Goldberg, cardiologist at NYU Langone, explains, when the heart can't pump efficiently during sleep, oxygen supply drops, and that lack shows up in the body as fatigue that feels abnormal the next morning. Imagine your heart like a generator. If it sputters through the night without fully shutting down, it's going to run low on fuel by the time morning hits. And instead of waking up refreshed, you wake up exhausted because your body was starved of oxygen while you slept. Let me tell you about George, a 68-year-old retired teacher from Michigan. He's the kind of guy who sticks to a routine: early to bed, early to rise, a quiet breakfast with the radio humming in the background. One morning, though, something felt off. George opened his eyes and immediately noticed the weight, not on his chest but in his whole body. His arms felt like sandbags. His legs didn't want to cooperate. He sat up on the edge of his bed, rubbed his face, and muttered, "Man, I must be getting old." He made his coffee. Didn't help. Took a shower. Still felt like he hadn't slept a wink. But George wasn't the type to complain. He pushed through the day, convinced it was just one of those mornings. But here's the thing, it wasn't. A few days later, during his regular checkup, his doctor raised an eyebrow. George's blood pressure was higher than usual. His EKG showed something odd. The doctor ran more tests just to be safe. Then came the surprise. George had suffered a mild heart attack in his sleep. No chest pain, no drama, just that heavy fatigue he thought was nothing. He was stunned. Thanks to catching it early, George was able to get on medication and start cardiac rehab. But what stuck with him the most wasn't the diagnosis, it was how quietly it happened. "I had no clue," George later told his doctor. "If I hadn't come in for that appointment, I would have just gone on ignoring it. And maybe I wouldn't be here today." George's story is a powerful reminder that your body whispers before it screams. And sometimes The quietest signs are the most dangerous. So, what can you do if this sounds familiar? Start by tracking your energy levels in the morning for a few days. If you notice persistent heaviness, talk to your doctor and ask about checking your troponin levels or ordering an echocardiogram to assess heart function. Ever woken up feeling completely drained, even after a full night's sleep? Share your experience in the comments. Your story might be the nudge someone else needs to take their morning fatigue seriously. Coming up next, I'll reveal another early morning sign that's easy to mistake for dental trouble, but it could actually be a sign your heart is in distress. You won't want to miss it. Morning sign number 2. Jaw, neck, or shoulder discomfort that appears overnight. What if the tightness you feel in your jaw when you wake up isn't from grinding your teeth, but from something far more serious? Most people don't associate jaw or neck pain with heart problems. But for seniors especially, those over 65, discomfort in these areas during the morning hours could be a subtle signal that your heart was in trouble while you slept. It may begin as a dull ache, maybe a stiffness in the jaw, or a sore neck that seems to appear out of nowhere. You stretch, you shift your pillow, maybe even take some ibuprofen thinking it's just a strain. But here's what many don't realize. Pain in the jaw, neck, or shoulders is a well-documented symptom of a silent heart attack. According to the Mayo Clinic, the nerves that run from the heart to the spinal cord also connect to these upper body regions. When the heart experiences stress or damage, especially during sleep-referred pain, may show up in those distant areas by morning. The discomfort might feel like tightness, a throbbing ache, or even like pressure radiating from one side of the jaw or shoulder. The American Heart Association warns that this symptom is particularly common in women and older adults, who are more likely to experience heart attacks without the classic crushing chest pain. Anita is 70, a retired nurse, sharp as a tack, and always in tune with her body. One morning, she woke up with a strange ache on the left side of her jaw. She hadn't slept wrong. She wasn't clenching, and yet, it felt like someone had lightly pressed a thumb into her face all night. She brushed it off. Maybe she'd been grinding her teeth in her sleep, but the feeling stuck with her all morning. And later that afternoon, she felt a sudden wave of nausea. That's when she called her doctor. Anita was sent to the ER immediately, where they discovered elevated troponin levels, a key indicator of heart damage. Her EKG confirmed she'd had a silent myocardial infarction during the night. Anita's doctor explained that the ache in her jaw wasn't dental, it was cardiac. "I never would have thought jaw pain could mean my heart was in danger," she said. "It didn't even hurt that bad, it just felt wrong." Thanks to her quick response, Anita recovered and is now leading a heart-healthy lifestyle. If you're over 60 and experiencing unexplained fatigue or upper body aches in the morning, ask your provider for a high-sensitivity troponin blood test and an electrocardiogram, EKG. You can even ask, "Could I have had a silent heart event in my sleep?" Or, "Is it worth checking my heart rhythm overnight with a Holter monitor?" Keep watching to uncover the final hidden symptom your heart may be showing you in the morning. And if you know someone who's ever mentioned waking up with jaw or neck pain, share this video with them, because recognizing the sign now could protect their heart tomorrow. Finally, let's discuss the final sign of what happens quietly while you sleep and appears in your stomach the next morning, often mistaken for indigestion or acid reflux. Morning sign number 3. Nausea or indigestion that isn't from food. You might think an upset stomach in the morning is just a case of indigestion, but for seniors, it could be something far more serious. Many people wake up feeling a little queasy or bloated and assume it was something they ate the night before. But according to experts, nausea or upper abdominal discomfort, especially if it's not tied to food, can be one of the earliest signs of a heart event that happened overnight. Here's why. During a heart attack, blood flow to various organs, including your digestive system, can be temporarily reduced. This lack of oxygen and circulation can lead to symptoms that feel like acid reflux, stomach pain, or nausea, especially first thing in the morning. A report by the National Institute on Aging shows that older adults, particularly women, are more likely to experience these atypical heart attack symptoms. That means instead of the classic chest pain, you may notice something that feels more like a stomach bug. A 2021 article from the Mayo Clinic supports this. It highlights how heart attacks can mimic indigestion, especially when the discomfort is located in the upper abdomen or accompanied by sweating, fatigue, or dizziness. Don't ignore stomach discomfort if it comes with other signs like breathlessness or lightheadedness, the article warns. Not long ago, I spoke with Walter, 72, who was the kind of guy who always had a strong stomach, rarely got sick, but one chilly morning he woke up feeling bloated and slightly nauseous. Nothing severe, just a weird, lingering discomfort in his upper stomach. He skipped breakfast and reached for an antacid. But as the day went on, the discomfort didn't fade. While helping his grandson with a model car kit, he suddenly felt dizzy, sweaty, and breathless. Alarmed, his daughter rushed him to the ER. After several tests, doctors revealed that Walter had experienced a silent heart attack during the night, and that queasy feeling in the morning had been one of the few warning signs. "I would have never guessed it was my heart," Walter later admitted. "It just felt like mild gas. I'm glad my daughter insisted on checking it out." So, what can you do to protect yourself? If you wake up with unexplained stomach discomfort, especially if it feels like pressure, is accompanied by sweating, dizziness, or shortness of breath, don't ignore it. Call your doctor or seek medical attention immediately. You can also talk to your healthcare provider about overnight heart monitoring or request tests like an echocardiogram or high-sensitivity troponin test to detect silent cardiac events. And remember, what feels like a stomach issue might be your heart sending a warning. Noticing signs like morning fatigue or indigestion could mean it's time to check in with your heart health. Type heart in the comments and share how you care for your heart in the mornings. Your tip could help someone else take action before it's too late. Let's take a moment to recap the 3 morning signs that could mean you had a silent heart attack in your sleep. Unusual fatigue that feels heavy and lingers throughout the morning. Discomfort in the jaw, neck, or shoulders with no clear cause. Nausea or indigestion that shows up first thing and doesn't relate to food. These symptoms may not feel alarming at first, but for adults over 60, they can be early warning signs of something more serious. Don't brush them off. Tuning into your body each morning could be one of the most important things you do for your heart health. Now, the good news is, you don't need to make huge lifestyle changes to protect your heart. Simple steps like staying hydrated, getting regular checkups, tracking your morning symptoms, and dressing warmly in colder months can go a long way toward reducing risk. And don't forget to talk to your doctor about overnight heart monitoring or blood tests like troponin if you're waking up feeling unwell. Was this video helpful? Tap the like button and subscribe to Golden Aging Health for more expert-backed, senior-friendly advice to help you stay safe, stay strong, and stay heart healthy as you age. And one more thing, share this video with a loved one over 60. They might be waking up with symptoms like these and not realizing their heart could be at risk. Want more tips on heart health for seniors? Check out our stroke and heart attack playlist in the description below. We've packed it with practical, science-backed info you can use right away. Thanks for watching, take care of your heart, and I'll see you in the next video.